It is the 14th, right? Surely it's the 4th. Yeah, it's the 14th. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's the 14th. I think. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's the 14th. Yeah. I could just literally look at my why do people keep reacting with pregnant man emojis whenever I go live in here, dude? Why are who's even doing this? Wait. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Click my YouTube tab. Go to YouTube Studio. Go to content. Live. On. Because you got to turn it on, apparently. That's great. First world problems. I feel like such a douchebag. Proof Christianity false, dude. Instantly. Here's how you do it, right? Premise one. Um, Therefore, Christianity false. Boom. Easy. Easy beyond easy. What's up, Marco? Yeah. Easy, free elo. You will never ever debate again, ever. Ever. Tua. What's up, Mike Evans? Good to see you. I feel like such a prick. I was you got to turn on monetization for each and every one of your streams after you upload it, like after you start streaming or whatever. And what the fuck? And I turned it on for I turned it on for this stream, and I'm just bitching about having to turn it on. It's just I'm just such a piece of shit. This little birdie named Jungkook told me you were on live. How could I not come to see you? Oh, Jungkook was right. What's up, Hi Inquisitor? How you doing today? How's it doing, Linux? How's your day going? You can laugh at Christians all you want, but on Judgment Day, I will get the last laugh. Well, you know what, Marco? I'll see you in hell. Tua Hawk Tui. Tua Hawk Hawk Tua. You hear that? That's 1 second. Tua. Tua. You playing bingo today? I don't know. It always distracts me, but fuck it. Yeah, I might as well pull one up really quickly. Let's see what we got here. Should still be in my history. And boom, let's clear the board, clear the deck, clear this dick, and then let's see, clear. Let's get a new board. Let's jumble these up a little. And boom, generate card. There we go. What's up, Evelyn? I don't know. How you doing today? I know. How you doing? Every time a hawk, it's got a hawk to him sometimes. Though Christians, God does not call us to convince people of his existence. Don't be distracted from the mission. He calls you to save souls. Part of having your soul not saved is not believing that God's real. So, I mean, indirectly, sure, right? But I mean, yeah, that's WU for trying to get all the evangelizers out my chat. That'll be fantastic. Appreciate that, little bro. Big bro, big dog, unk. Appreciate it. Skadoosh. Speaking of skadoosh, we just had to skadoosh somebody in Discord. It's damn. I wasn't going to do it. I was never going to do it, but I don't know. Majority rules, you know? You were never truly a Christian in whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep at night, Savannah. But I was a Christian. I met the definition that Christians accept of what a Christian is. But if you got to tell yourself I wasn't one to help yourself sleep better at night, then by all means go for it. I don't want to take that from you. Also, that's on the. I love that he put something stupid as the free space on bingo. That is fucking hilarious. Um, but let's see. You were never a Christian. There he is. Yeah, that's going on the bingo board. What was there? A skadoosh? Habitual, just shoosh, transphobia, ethno-state apologetics, rape apologetics, slavery apologetics. I think homophobia, like early on, intellectual dishonesty, habitual line stepping. Yet people did not like him. They didn't like him. I didn't like him too much either, but A, I wasn't interacting with him too much, and so I didn't want to subject people to it, and B, you know, majority's going to rule, right? So yeah, I had to I put it to a vote. Final vote was like 5-7. I mean 5-2. So He got skadooshed. Big John will humble you, bro. Bosh. Bosh. You mean like another Big John? Are you talking about Big John Steele? I don't know, dude. Yeah, highly doubtful. Once I see, here's the thing, right? As an atheist, I'm not going to, I don't, I know you're joking or whatever, but it's like, as an atheist, I'm going to wait for all of the Christian apologist debaters and the Muslim apologist debaters to wipe each other out before I then try to dedicate myself to it too much. It's like I'm not going to hear too much from somebody who can't prove their religion is the correct one to even people of false religions before they prove to somebody that doesn't believe in religion altogether. I know you get this question a lot, but it might be on the bingo board. Why'd you quit being a Christian? I quit being a Christian because, quit being a Christian is kind of like quit. I stopped believing that God exists because I just didn't see any evidence for him. So that's why I left, no evidence, no archaeological evidence, no historical evidence, no logical evidence even. So had to walk away, right? Bro got a longer list than Joker. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he made it that long to begin with. Why did you believe in the first place? It was the truth that was told to me by the people that I trusted the most. Just love unskippable ads. Oh man, I'm sorry, Jesse. Well, good to see you. How's your day going? Unskippable ads are the bane of my existence, and they make my pee soft. Yeah, fuck them. The fact that Jesus does not fulfill a single messianic prophecy is proof Christianity's false. Partial fulfillment not fulfilled is cope. It is definitely cope. It is cope on a rope, cope with no hope, cope with no soap. It is some dirty cope. Absolutely. What's led you to the conclusion that atheism is a true worldview and that this material world is all there ever is and will be and that there's no God? The lack of evidence for God means that I'm meant to accept reality for what it is without the unjustified claim. Let's say you get $100,000 per back shot. How many back shots you taking? As many as it take for them to finish at that point. Yeah, as many as they need, little bro. Just do what you gotta do. If I'm getting 100,000 per, like fuck it. As long as nothing's ripping or tearing or, fuck it. I'm gonna be counting M's by the end of it. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. You feel me? I'll like, oops, now I get to live in luxury in the Philippines in a beach house, with the knowledge that I once took a hefty amount of back shots to get there. Oops, I guess, right? Like, just give me all I need at that point. It's the freaking weekend. It is the freaking weekend. What's up, James? Good to see you. How's your day going? How's your day? How's your night? How's your life? How's your strife? How's your wife? How's your plife? How's everything? How you doing today? Weren't you a Christian like 5 days, I'm guessing days ago? It was a joke. It was a joke. Whenever you see like, one of those prove God ain't real sort of streams, or like where I have a bunch of pro-conservative, pro-Christian, prompts up on the screen, it's definitely a joke. At least you're getting a couple cents from me watching ads. Hell yeah. I think I made like half a cent from you watching that ad. I appreciate it. I'm trying to be rude or anything, but I'm pretty sure the Gospel of Matthew is all eyewitness account. It is not. The fact that Matthew was compiled, I don't know how many decades, but decades after the fact shows that it was absolutely not an eyewitness account. No. What's up, dude? What's up, Nito Burrito? Good to see you. How's your day going? How's your night? How's your life? How's your strife? How's everything? How's your day going? Free at last. Free at last. Thank the universe almighty. We free at last. All the back shots. All of them. Yeah, just all the back shots. Fuck it. Just every single last back shot you have to give me at that point. Jesus loves you. That's good for him. That's how Elon Musk got his money. I think. He's got like what? I don't know. An insane amount of billions of dollars. Is like, I can't remember how many. It's like 100 billion or something. I don't know, something stupid. If he caught it from taking back shots, he's taken millions of back shots. He seems like the type to have taken millions. So, BRB gonna go play Jackbox Party. Have fun. Have fun. Yeah, I'm gonna get 5 million at least. Yeah, 5 million on the low end. Just give me my M's. Like, you gotta think 5 million is only 50 back shots. I think I could take 50 back shots, right? I'm sorry. Right, 50. Yeah. You can do better than that. I'd take all the back shots for a nice beachfront property to chill at. Me too. Me too. Yeah, just hand them on over. Do what you gotta do. You need me to pass you some lube halfway through, I got you, fam. Just You know, just squish and do your thing. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Can we get some chicken ASMR? I don't have any chicken, but I do have a sandwich around here somewhere. But I am not at all hungry. I finished the other half of it, and I am it was pretty filling. What's your favorite cereal? I don't know. Do I even have one? Probably like I want to say Crunch Berries. I want to say Golden Grams. Those are really underrated. I don't know. Probably like Fruity Pebbles or something. I don't know. Fellow atheist here, you're jorking your hog right now. Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man. Jork that. You know, go ahead. Hell yeah. Loved it. Love it, love it, love it. There's many religion. We don't know if God exists or not, or which God is true. I'll suggest if anyone wants to follow any religion, at least follow which your ancestors followed. I mean, the reason my ancestors followed the religion that was taught to me is because they were colonized. So no thank you on that. 50 because I'd be new to that. I need a breather after 50. Shit. Probably, but I'll take it like a champ. I don't know. Swimming pool would help too. Yeah. This live stream isn't about atheism, bro. Oh no, you're like 12. Oh shit. Do something strange for a piece of change? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. You know, I've done worse for less, so why not? Agnosticism is the positive truth claim that God's existence is unknowable and we will never know of his existence. You're thinking of igtheism. Igtheism? No, igtheism. IG theism, not agnosticism. The book is a guide to spirituality. Something being looked at logically can't be based off of logic, but then again, life is a reflection of our inner self. How you feel is just a reflection. These are nice, cool words for sure. I'll give you that for sure. But I think even in your own spiritual walk, if you need to get your spirituality from just one book, then I'm not gonna say you're doing it wrong, but I'm saying that's a little bit reductive. Do you prefer conservative atheists or hippie pinko Jesus followers? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I guess which one's worse to me at this point? I don't know. I'd rather take like a hippie Jesus follower for sure. Yeah, like the universalist kind of hippie dippy sort of. Yeah, give me that every single day of the week. If you're a conservative at this part of American history, I mean, I'm looking at you with the side eye. You're talking great background noise for drawing. Hell yeah, appreciate that, Grim. Hope whatever you draw turns out like shit. I'm just kidding, of course. You didn't get notified. I think I put the message in Discord, but beside the fact, well, good to see you now nonetheless. It's only been 12 minutes, so you're chilling. Neither. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I've seen people be able to use religion and Christianity for justifying their good actions, so I'll take that over like somebody not believing that God exists but thinking that we should control women's bodies, right? It's not one book, it's just based on what you believe in as a person. Oh, then I don't believe in any of the books personally. I don't think I need any of those for my spiritual walk, so to speak. Iggy Popism. Yep, you got it right. Iggy Thumpism, Fat Bottom Girlsism. I can't think of any other classic songs. I don't know. Also, something to nuke. Imagine D Money comes back. He'll probably be back. How can you say there's no God? You can't go outside space time to prove he doesn't exist. Just don't see a reason to, right? Hot take, you were never a Christian. Hot take, I don't give a shit. Careful, don't jinx it. Need to get this drawing done. You'll get it right. You'll get it right. Hope the channel takes off. You have some fresh ideas. Oh, I appreciate that, Curtis. Thank you. I do too. I do too. I do want to get into like formal debate soon, like formal, not just like call in and you know do the performative BS, but like actual, maybe off stream with a moderator, cross reference each other, sort of real deal debate for the purpose of figuring out who has the better ideas. Do you hate Trump? And if so, why? I remember you breaking off a friendship because he was a Trump supporter. I do. I don't support rapists, right? I don't support you know, I don't support racists, right? I don't support misogynists. I don't support pedophiles. So that's why I hate Trump. And also I don't support people tearing down the country's economy. I think those are completely fair positions, right? You can't see air, but you can breathe it. That is correct, but you can see air if you get it cold enough. So it's like something being naked to the human eye in its gaseous form doesn't mean it. It's no good reason to believe it exists. Even beside the point, just because there are two things. Here's why it's wrong on three levels, right? You can see air if it's cold enough. Second, being that the invisibility of God isn't the only reason I stopped existing, believing he exists. It's like also what's the logical issues with God's nature. And third, even if there were a one-to-one comparison between me accepting that air exists and me not accepting that God exists for, contradictions in my standard, there still wouldn't in and of itself be a good reason for me to believe that God exists. It's just at best you get to call me a hypocrite, right? Have you ever watched NDEs to look into what happens when you die? I've read a lot about NDEs. I don't know. I just think they're hallucinating. In a time where the brain's deprived of oxygen, releasing DMT, doing some fun stuff. Why'd you deconvert? So I left my faith after about a year and a half of deconstruction, which is just critically thinking about why you believe what you believe, interrogating your faith. Sorry. Taking it apart layer by layer, piece by piece, and checking to see if you find any veracity in the claims of the faith. And ultimately, for me, after about a year and a half of that process, I just came to the conclusion that I don't believe in anything supernatural or divine. My rich aunt in Southern California, voted for Trump 3 times, even though she's an immigrant. I mean, at that point, it sounds like the frog just wants to get eaten by the snake at that point. I don't know what to tell you. Transphobes coming out of woodwork for Pride Month. That's what's up. As someone who studies cultural anthropology, it's hilarious every time they try to assert any of this is new. Yeah, it's I'm not even going to talk about the trans debate right now because I know there's a lot of transphobes in chat right now. It's just it pains me every time I read it, and also it's just I'm not going to sit here and explain basic difference between gender expression and biological sex to people. I'm just not in the mood. Oil up? No, thank you. It would be kind of messy right now. Fair position. I don't really care for politics. I try not to either. Like if this were just if it were like the level of if there weren't such drastic implications behind the candidates now, if it were just like Obama versus McCain again, or Obama versus Romney again, or something like that, then like they're both not that bad. If like it's not, I wouldn't say bad, but like not that drastic, right? And I mean, sure, but one side's quite literally not convicted, but somebody held liable for sexual assault, and yeah, it's just I'm well over it. Let's see what we got here. Every watch already read that. I have to step away from the stream for a bit. If you're still here when I'm available, I'll be back. No, you're good. Take your time and all that good stuff. Try actually being philosophical before you spread this kind of message. If by try actually being philosophical you mean either A, respect my position more, or B, find a position, hold a position that I find satisfactory, then no thank you. If by be more philosophical you mean be more inclined to discuss the philosophy of it, then that's quite literally what I'm doing right now. I don't know what to tell you. What was your faith like before you deconverted? I don't know. It's devout, witnessing, not door to door, but outside of the church on Sundays before it started. It looked like that. I don't know how to answer that I don't know how to condense that down to like one neat answer for you. You should check scientific miracles in the Quran. Bible doesn't make any logical sense. No, thank you. I'll pass on that. I've read the Quran once, and I am wholly uninterested in becoming a Muslim. People are seeing stuff. Doctors, veterans, nurses, normal people. Watch more of them. They change my whole outlook. I mean, are you only listening to like what people in America are saying? Because when I first deconstructed, I looked at NDE stories from people all over the world, and the ones that were in Arabic or people that said they were from the region like Middle East, Northern Africa, always saw like some abstraction of Allah or Muhammad, or hell or heaven as it's described in the Quran. People in India were more likely to see like Krishna, Vishnu, Brahma, the the Hindu gods, and so it makes a lot more sense to me that people are just hallucinating what they're already familiar with, rather than like all of them are real. And for some, all mutually exclusive religions are real in some way. Why'd you transition? Lack of evidence is why I transitioned from Christian to atheist. Can't stand people who are ignorant spreading a message. Then you could just scroll away, Joey. But if you're gonna try to make like a concern troll into making me your punching bag, it's just, you won't last very long here. I'm so sorry. You're transgender. Welcome in. Good to see you. How do you feel about the blue beam study from the 1970s? I have not read about it, so don't have an opinion about it personally. I'll go to the more to the latest comments. Let's see what we got here. See here, why do you want to go to hell? I don't want to go to hell. I just don't believe hell exists. I don't want to go to hell by way of not believing it exists any more than you want to go to hell for not believing in anti-God, like I believe in, or like I'm, most likely to go to its heaven. So I don't know what to tell you. Appreciate you, bro. You speak nothing but truth. I appreciate that. Thank you. Chixies. I'm just gonna call you Chixies. There you go. He hates the cold. I do hate the cold, but yeah, I wouldn't say I speak only truth. I'm trying my best here. That's all I can say for certain, right? God loves you. That's good for him. That's I love that for him. When will you address evil, Unchained Skeptic? Am I going to like address the evil version of myself, or like just address like the problem of evil, or like just evil in general? I'm not sure. Also, what's up? How you doing today? In the grand scheme of things, it's not as important that you believe in a God. It's much more valuable to the society that you believe you have a soul. That karmic bond is yours to work on. I don't know. I really wish we could get to a point in society where we don't need like unverifiable supernatural forces of any kind to be kind to each other, right? Or at the very least to leave each other alone. Oh, oil up, praise Allah. I'm gonna screenshot that real quick. That is a hilarious that's a hilarious set of messages, just back to back. Wait 1 second. There we go. What's up, non-belief? I'm not saying it right, dude. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Glad to hear secularism will save civilization. I really hope so. I hope so. By the way, y'all, check out my other stuff. Exclamation links in the chat for all my things. While I got y'all here, or make sure to subscribe if you want to continue the discussion in the future. Got to put myself over, right? Martin, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you. Why'd you become an atheist? I became an atheist because I didn't see any evidence for the one God I believed in, and so once I stopped believing in one God, I was left with zero God. So that's just another word for an atheist. How do you think the world was made? I think that the planet formed via accretion, which is to say protoplanetary disks, and gravity forming a planet like it does most other planets. So, if you want to read about that process, Google's your friend for sure. Your evil clone, evil Unchained Skeptic, aka Chain Believer. I don't know. I want to make sure he tries not to take over the channel again. That was really unfortunate that you all had to see that the last time. Love to hear you're an atheist. I love to see you in my chat. What's up, Fish Sticks? Fish Sticks, how you doing today? You're wrong. Am I really? As a Christian, I'm just glad you're thinking about your beliefs better than a lot of people. I appreciate that, Limo. Thank you. Thank you for the candor in the middle ground very much. What would that be better for society? Can you make an empirical claim as to what we ought to do? I think we ought to not think that genocide and rape and slavery are condonable actions. So that kind of leads me away from the Christian guy, because he condoned those things, right? I want to stay here till the stream dies so we can be diabolical again. Oh no, no more diabolics, man. I don't need any more diabolics. Be agnostic, not atheist. I'm both. I don't know if there's a God, but I just don't believe that there is one. I see no reason to. Diddle sizzle, don't spam, dude. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get you out of here for a minute or so. We don't spam it here, dude. I answer the question very often. Let's not do that, right?
If the 10 Commandments are wrong, why don't you murder? Are you actually a decent person?
Neato. Thank you for the $50 super chat, dude. I sincerely appreciate it. If the 10 Commandments are wrong, why don't you murder? Are you actually a decent person? This is correct. So I think it's a fantastic question. I think once we get to a point where we stop desiring to toss up the reason that we're empathetic to each other to just like some book that says don't do the thing and do other things that we find unempathetic, then I think we'll be in a lot better of a position. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. I sincerely appreciate it. Let's get a big W. Let's get 50 W's for Nito Burrito. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to stuff that money right down my boxers later on. Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay? What are your thoughts on the Dorothy Eady, who claimed to be a resurrected Egyptian priestess, but actually ended up knowing things about Egyptian archaeological sites that the people running it didn't? I'm gonna need to see some proof on that. That's something I have to look up. But and just I try not to be intellectually dishonest and say like, oh, here's my dissection of it before I even looked it up. But just off the top of my head, that sounds like a crack of shit. Another atheist here. Can you explain why you became an atheist after being a Christian? So I left my faith after about a year and a half of deconstruction. I critically thought about my beliefs. I looked into the evidence supporting it, and the evidence wasn't good. So I realized I've been lied to. Maybe not intentionally lied to, but a lie was told to me. So I left. I went from one God to zero. Zero gods makes you an atheist. But if you want to know the whole story front to back, do !Y in the chat, and I'll link to the video that I uploaded yesterday where I explained the whole story will pop up. It's only like 13 minutes, 15 minutes, between 13 and 15. I can't remember. What religion do you think is the most ridiculous and hypocritical? Ridiculous, it's hard to say because like I haven't read enough holy books to see who's making the most outlandish claims, right? Like the Bible makes hundreds of them. I've read the Quran, it makes quite a surprising number of them. So, I can't speak to ridiculous, but hypocritical, probably Islam, somewhere in there. You've seen the devil, so you know God is real. Well, I have no reason to believe you, or at the very least, I have no reason to think that what you did see was actually the devil and not some sort of like hallucination or false attribution of something natural. But I guess we'll see, right? You can prove God exists, then prove it to the Nobel Committee. Let's see you get a prize for it. If there's such a thing as turning more atheists, if I could turn any more atheists doing this every night, I'll definitely do it. Scientology is pretty wild. It's pretty out there. Hello, delusional. You think someone who becomes atheist will go to hell, but not a murderer who repents? I've actually gotten that one quite a bit. Like I've asked somebody like why Jeffrey Dahmer was able to repent, but simply not believing that God exists is going to send me to hell. But you'd be surprised at the answers that you get. Bro, please, Jesus loves you. Well, that's good for him, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't believe he exists. Was there a moment of being agnostic between dropping Christianity? Yeah, there was. I'd say about before I became an atheist, I was still a Christian, but I acknowledged my agnosticism about it for like I would say 6 months or 7 months before I dropped it altogether. Brother, so you lost your faith, I'll pray for you. Knock yourself out. You're so dismissive. Thank you for your opinion. Do you want other people to be atheists? I want other people to critically think about why they believe the things that they believe. That's all I want. As long as we're using our religion to treat each other nicely, or at the very least to leave each other alone, and not trying to demonize things like critical thought, or we're not trying to encourage science denial in any way. If we're being empathetic to each other, then I couldn't give a shit what somebody believes. But I feel the need to talk about it because we can't seem to get that part right. So, if that makes any sense. Christopher, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. And also, missed this one. Logan, thank you for subscribing as well. Good to see you. Thank y'all so much. I think I'm going through my agnostic phase. Necessary to turn atheist unless brought up in atheist. I wouldn't say necessary. A lot of people, the deconstruction looks a lot different for a lot of people, but I get where you're coming from for sure. Do you respect Muslims, Christians, and other religions? I respect the person. I don't necessarily respect the belief. The belief has been used to colonize lands. It's been used to take over. It's been used to justify a lot of atrocious, awful shit, even to this day. So I think it's a fair to say that it's not worthy of my respect. But the people that believe in it, I respect people's right to believe in it, and I also respect the people that do believe in it, because a lot of people just, it's culture, it's what convinces them, it's whatever. But the religion itself, the story itself, the characters in the story, I have no reason to respect them, right? What's up, man? What do you think of idealism? That's what I believe in. I'm not personally an idealist. I don't think that, I don't know, like for me, it seems a little bit more parsimonious that concepts are just things that our brains are visualizing and that we have the ability to do within our minds, but that's not like, there's not any tangibility to it if you understand what I mean. I don't agree with idealism, but I don't think it's a bad philosophical outlook, right? Especially if you're going to use it for to idealize or to make something like truth or something verifiable tangible, right? What's your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. I'm a big fan of pizza. Opinion on Nietzsche? Pretty, from the little bit I know about him, he's pretty great. He had this quote that said, "Truth doesn't mind being questioned, and a lie doesn't like being challenged." And I got half of that in my bio for a lot of my socials. I don't know why I didn't like fire an alert, but Living Croc, thank you for the 19 rupee super chat. I do sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Why do religious peeps correlate atheist and nihilism?
Want you, thank you for the $2 Canadian super chat. I think a lot of people correlate atheism and nihilism because a lot of people derive their own personal meaning in their life from their religion. I used to be the exact same. I used to think that at the bottom line of my life was just to make it to heaven, and that was, everything else came secondary, tertiary, or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people just embody that, so if they don't have that, then they don't see what else you could possibly put into that spot. So I think it's most intuitive for them to think that if I didn't have the thing that gives me meaning, then I would have no meaning. So they try to project that onto other people. So I'm empathetic to it, but it's a little bit annoying. I can at least agree with you on that. Thank you again for the $2 Canadian super chat. I do sincerely appreciate it. Are you on EST? I am on EST. Yes. Have you looked into Islam / thoughts on Islam? I've read the Quran once, and Islam's not for me. If you go to church once and nothing happens, I would donate $50, but it has to be this Sunday. I'm not going to go to church this Sunday. I'm trying to move out of my house now, and I don't have the time for church right now. And even if I had the time for it, I have no reason to go. But thanks regardless, I guess, right? Silui, thank you, Silui. I don't know. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You were supposed to defeat the Sith, not join them. Love it. A lot of Christianity is concealed and altered. Jesus is real, and so are angels. A lot of people didn't hallucinate angels or spirits. I have no reason to believe that to be true. I think people can hallucinate a lot of different odd things, so I have no good reason to think that people wouldn't hallucinate angels or spirits too. If Jesus is God, then his mother need to call him my God, worship her own son, then he should is mother God because she is more greater because fake take birth of him. You're saying like Mary would be be larger in the hierarchy than Jesus because she birthed him and he's God. I mean, possibly, like in a way, kind of. I don't know. How deep were you into Christianity? Pretty deep. Return to his love? I'll pass. If you've seen a demon in the physical realm, please visit a therapist immediately. Yeah, a little Seroquel will it'll get you right. What's your favorite color? My favorite two colors are orange and gray. I couldn't choose between the two. Did you give up being racist? I've never been racist. Go to Christ? No, thank you. None for me, thanks. I think Jesus was just some guy people believed he was the son of God because people back then thought everyone was God. I disagree. I feel like a lot of the legends about Jesus were made up after the fact, but that's a little bit more fringe. How do you think you're alive? My body works. That's how I'm alive. Can I ask what denomination? So before I left, for 2 years I was in the Apostolic Church, and then for 16 years before that I was in the Baptist Church.
Peeps need to understand there is no proof for all.
Want you, thank you for the $2 Canadian super chat. I think we get to a lot better point if we realize that we're all closer to agnostic than we think we are. I definitely agree with that 100%. Thank you for the $2 Canadian super chat. Appreciate it. You want to get pretty deep in me, homosexual style? Ew. Text me. If you saw Jesus in your dream ask you to come back to Christianity, would you reconsider? I would not, because I have dreams about a lot of wild shit. Like just last night, I dreamt that there was this company trying to take my body apart and make me into an android. Right? It's like, it's just dreaming something wild. I could just chalk it up to that at that point. Uh, did you give up being homophobic? I was never homophobic, and that was a big issue when I was into Christianity. Is that I like for full transparency, I did think that gay people were going to go to hell and everything, but I never got to a point where I realized that I should be the one hating them or judging them for it. It's still a toxic place to be, but I never really had an issue with gay people because one of my best friends from like elementary school was gay. Have you ever had an indie? I have not. Do you think Jesus was really lucky or maybe just a magician? I don't think he was a liar, lunatic, or a lord. I think he was I don't know. I think he was just like people just made up legends about him. Oh boy. I don't know who that is. Alright. Here we go. Ugh. 1 second. So sorry. And let's do that. There we go.
What are your thoughts on church and state? And how religion is being used to kind of determine rights?
Chris Box, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's my thoughts on church and state and how religion is being used to determine rights? Very negative opinions about it. Very, very negative about it. I don't think that anybody should get the right to use anything unverifiable to make up rights for people that may not believe in it or that might believe something different, or I mean just in general, right? Even if 100% of a population of a country believes in a thing, I think we should establish our rights based on things that we can verify and things that we could harm and subversion from harm that we can measure, and not just like some old dusty book that was given to our part of the world by colonizers. So I'm very negative about it. It kind of makes me a little bit sick, but and what are you gonna do, right? Thank you for the $5 super chat, though. I sincerely appreciate it. How do you think everything is here then? I think that the stuff that forms the universe has always existed in some form. It's impossible to say past the point in the expansion, but that's where my guess lies personally. How long were you a Christian? I was a Christian until I was 19 years old. Do you think Mary cheated on Joseph? Yeah, I do. Even if science explains the mechanics of the universe, it cannot answer why it exists or why what gives it meaning. I don't believe in objective meaning for it. I'm not a nihilist. I'm an existentialist, but neither of those believe in like objective meaning for all things, so I don't either. And simply saying like it doesn't explain why it exists. I mean, sure, but I mean, I feel like that's not a good reason to just kick the can up to some random, unverifiable explanation. I don't know why I didn't read that out. Sudansh, thank you for the 40 rupee super chat. What do you think about Osho? I'm not sure about Osho. I'm not to be completely honest, I'm not even entirely sure what that is. I could look it up later if you want me to, but I can't give you an opinion about it because I just don't know. So but yeah, I don't know. Maybe just really quickly look it up now so I'm not floundering so hard, right? We do the Indian philosopher. I haven't looked into his works or anything, so I couldn't tell you, but the tab is up. I guess we'll read into him later. Thank you so much for the 40 rupee super chat. Sincerely appreciate it. What severed your belief? The lack of evidence for God is what severed my belief. Agnostic believe in like the idea of God or are on the fence. No, an agnostic is somebody that doesn't know whether or not there's a God. So I'm agnostic, but I'm also an atheist in that I just don't believe it to be the case. They answer two different questions, so they have two different answers. Keep saying that these are made up legends, but nothing's been found to disprove anything that happened in the Bible. Also in science, we learn that life comes from life. So two things. Science can verify that snakes cannot speak Hebrew. They verified that donkeys cannot speak Hebrew. They verified that we did not come from only two people. It knows that dust cannot be used to make men and that women cannot be made from a bone. We know that vegetation and day and night cycles both happen after the sun. Genesis says something different. Science says that people can't rise from the dead on their own after 3 days, and it also says that virgins cannot give birth to babies, much less men, that they don't have like male chromosomes to pass down. So we know all this scientifically, which very easily disproves these claims that the Bible makes. You know, I could do the same for the Quran since I've read it once, but even beside that point, you know, sure, life comes from life, but that ignores that abiogenesis is something that every experiment that comes out and that concludes is given more meat to, and it also tries to like imply that God's an organism, right? If we want to say life comes from life and we want to go off our observation on that, sure, let's do it. Life comes from life. All life is organisms. Therefore, if we have to come from one source of life, that source of life is an organism. So you'd have to say that God is an organism. If you don't want to do that, then we can kind of toss that line of thinking in the trash. According to me, yeah, you should take a look on his discourses. The tab is up. I'll read more about him after I get off here. Thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate it. And also for the 40 rupees as well. Do you love God? I don't believe in God, so no. But even as a character, the answer is no. Gravity is not real, but God is. Somebody said that? Atheism, you're thinking of converting as well. If your current beliefs aren't making sense to you, then don't let anybody tell you that you have to make them make sense just because they want you to make it make sense to you. I haven't believed in 10 years, but if you look at the chat, people even right now want to do away with the research I've done into looking into it and just say believe in it regardless. So they'll be happy to lead you on a wild goose chase for the entire rest of your life if you let them. So don't let them. The Gospels are written within a few decades of Jesus' death. Most scholars agree between 30 60 years later. This is not enough time for a full-blown legend to develop. I disagree. I think we can very easily make up legends in 30 to 60 years. Absolutely. Do you ever stream debates with the religious people? I used to, but a lot of the people that I used to stream on TikTok as well. And a lot of the people that came up were just like intellectually dishonest, disingenuous, performative, disrespectful pieces of shit. So if they weren't that, then they were. I mean, I had some good conversations too, but even the ones that weren't good conversations, they were just like at best boring. You know, viewership dropped off. So I'd rather leave an open forum for, you know, the people that scroll in so I can address everybody to the best of my ability rather than just like relegate all my attention to one single person. And if I do want to relegate all my attention to one single person, it'll be probably off stream, formal with a moderator, and not just like letting people come up and say, you can't justify the nomocologically. Everybody look at this atheist, and just all this extra retardation, right? Do you believe that your life has purpose? Also, do you believe in morals? Because without higher power, morals are entirely made up. And I believe my life has a purpose that I define for it, for sure. And I believe in morals. I do believe in morals, but I have no reason to think that we get our morality from a higher power, especially one source, right? It seems highly, highly unintuitive to me that people have vastly different moral convictions about things and that we all get this, our vastly different moral convictions from one creator. That seems more so like somebody trying to use like their preferred religion to simply take credit or hijack people's moral convictions rather than like it actually being true that that's where we're getting our morals from. Atheism promotes deep and critical thinking. In my experience, it sure has, for sure. Said if you read my messages above, I'm not scrolling back up to read your messages. All right, you can resend them if you like, though. Atheists have faith in gravity. Oh, that's bait. Isn't the Bible just a book on how not to be a prick? In some parts, yeah. In other parts, it tells Israelites how to own slaves. It tells, yeah, I don't know. In some parts, not mostly though.
How do you think the first man and woman came to be? Who was first? If it was a man, how long do you think they had to wait before a woman came around?
Oblivion, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Good to see you again. How do I think the first man and woman came to be? First man and woman is a little bit muddy of a term. In evolution, if we're speaking evolutionarily, it's impossible to say like that there was like a specific point in which the previous species became a new species, right? We just continue to evolve traits, and eventually the traits that we evolve and pass down could not have been used to reproduce with the prior species that we were, the prior the prior organism that we evolved from, or the ancestor we evolved from. So that's how speciation occurs. So first man and first woman gets a little bit muddy. Like the closest organisms that existed around the time that we started being able to be classified taxonomically as Homo sapiens looked a lot like Neanderthals. So it's kind of muddy to say. How long was it between the two? It's impossible to say. Monica, I'm gonna go ahead and get you on out of here. We don't do that here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we don't spam over and over again. And I'm not even gonna answer your question. Also, Oblivion, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. But yeah, Monica, we don't do that. Let's calm down. You're not special. The stream does not revolve around you. So just spamming over and over and thinking that's what's going to get me to pay attention to you is just that's how you get the fuck out. Skadoosh. Word salad. Just because you're too stupid to understand what I'm saying doesn't make it a word salad. I'm so sorry. Jesus is king. That's good for him. Do you believe in an afterlife? I don't believe in an afterlife personally. No, I think you just lights out. You cease to exist. I'm not saying HB is wrong, but I would encourage everyone to do their own research instead of calling it a wild goose chase. Me doing my own research and realizing that my answer, if it deviates from Christianity, would never be satisfactory to Christians is why I'm not a Christian. So simply saying, and you're showing me why right now that it is a wild goose chase, right? If you looked at my video where I talk about my journey of going from a Christian to an atheist, you realize that I did a year and a half and hundreds of hours of research, and that's why I'm in my current position. What you communicated clear as day is that you find what I believe in unsatisfactory because it does not agree with your position, and so you have to assume that I did not do research and that yours is objectively correct, and everybody would know it's objectively correct if they did the research that you find satisfactory. And that's the wild goose chase that Christians are willing to lead people on for the entirety of their life if they let them. I just don't let it happen anymore.
I always appreciate your thoughts.
Appreciate it, Oblivion. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm just a dude yapping at the end of the day, so thank you so much. I'll continue being me, I guess, right? Why are people with lame as proof? Why are people with lame as, I'm guessing lame ass proof trying to convert them? I mean, to be fair, it's what the religion tells them to do, so it's whatever, right? As long as it caters to their new indoctrination of heavenly space. I might be talking to somebody else. Still end up watching your cells collapsing and releasing oscillating pulse, carrying your emotions. You'll be there for 40 days. Are you talking to somebody else? It must be, I don't know. You need to get yay pill. You need to be teehee maxing. You should be smile cell. You should go colon 3 mode. Millions must you pee. You know what? Yeah, I thought I was black pilled, but I really need to get teehee pilled. Thank you for letting me know. See what we got here. Oh, Faraz, you know what's on site, dude. You need to improve as a person before you're in my chat. Skadoosh, skadoosh, skadoosh. You will not come back. Faraz, we're not doing this again today. Your spammy, schizophrenic nonsense. It's just not going to be me. So sorry. You're on the brink of turning to Christianity as an atheist crazy. Well, I'm glad you found what convinces you. So, I wish you all the best. Can you refute the cosmological argument in design, aka that if anything was slightly different, planets couldn't exist and stuff, please? Sure, I can do so really quickly. So, for the cosmological argument, I mean, if we want to get really, really technical, P1's unsubstantiated. We don't know if, things that exist or that begin to exist necessarily have to have some definable cause behind them. But just for conversation's sake, I normally grant that premise just to take down premise 2, which is that the universe definitely began to exist. It's a common misconception that the Big Bang is claimed to be the point that the universe started existing from a state of not existing. That's just not the case. Scientists don't know if it began to exist or not. So I have no reason to say that's the case. So, premise 2 fails, so the rest of the argument fails on that one. And more importantly, even if the universe did begin to exist, there's no good reason to think that the thing that caused it to begin was a God necessarily. That's a hasty conclusion. So cosmological argument down. The argument from design, it assumes that planetary formation or the emergence of life or I don't know what different standards people use to determine design, but it assumes that that's some sort of objective, universal standard that we can use to determine whether or not the universe meets that standard. It becomes circular because it's like you could argue like no matter what way the universe is, if we're around to experience it in some way, that we're going to say it was made in the way that allows us to experience it. So just intuitively though, like that's the logical issue with it. But speaking on myself, I'm not seeing the design in like a universe that's 68% dark energy. I'm not seeing the design in like a planet that was mostly hostile to life for most of its existence. I'm not seeing the design in a planet, I mean, not a planet, a star that gives us cancer. And I'm not seeing the design in our DNA being made in a way that it can get damaged and cause cancer to grow. So, just intuitively, it doesn't make sense to me. But speaking logically, there's no good, solid, non-circular inference rule to work off of. So the design argument fails too. But thank you for your question. How would rational come from unrational? Rational and unrational are subjective positions, so I don't know how to answer that one. Do you believe in Newton's laws because that means that there has to be a mover to begin with and they must be unmoved, therefore God has to exist because something can't exist before movement? Again, that's a cosmological argument, but just, you put it in the microwave for a few seconds. There's no good reason to think that the entirety of the universe, like the very manifold that's expanded at the point of the Big Bang, that required something to cause it. And even if you do want to agree with that, I agree with that to be the case too, like some maybe quantum law that makes that to be the case. But even if you were to argue that, then you don't have to argue that there's a God necessarily that did it, because it's just make a hasty conclusion to get to your conclusion and then special plead to keep your conclusion as the conclusion. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Can I teach you the Pythagorean theorem? In a right triangle, the I forget which, not the I know the hypotenuse is the long side, but the length of one of the sides of the triangle and the length of the other side of the triangle, that's not the hypotenuse. Those values squared plus each other will equal the length of the hypotenuse squared. That's I don't a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If Christians shame you for exploring other options, shame on them. It's an important journey and I encourage it, but keep your mind open to anything. Don't close any doors yet. Appreciate the I appreciate that, but I'm safe in my conclusion right now. I feel justified in my conclusion. Thoughts on Muslims? I don't have any positive or negative opinions about Muslims in and of itself, like just for believing it to be true, but I'm not a fan of Islam at all, no. You can still be forgiven and saved. That's the love and grace of Jesus Christ. I don't think there's anything to be forgiven or saved from. I haven't done any, infinitely bad shit. There's no infinitely bad shit for me to get saved from, I don't think. So, we aren't shaming them. Maybe not you, but read the rest of the chat. Thoughts on simulation theory? I don't see a good reason to believe in it. I don't know. It's just no meat on the bones. And also I feel like if something was able to code or program this entire universe, or the way this entire universe appears to be from where we're seated, then it might be smart enough for us to not even consider the idea of us being in a simulation. So unless that's part of the variable that they want to simulate for whatever reason, I don't know. It's just too many assumptions for me to consider it to be a likely position, What's your favorite major religion? Probably Hinduism. I don't believe it to be true, but probably Hinduism. Just doesn't make sense. Let's say you move your arm, or caution move your arm, something that starts it off at the very, very beginning. There has to be something. So what caused God? To start moving? Because for God to create the universe, that's an action. And so if he did the action of creating the universe, then there has to be something that caused him to do the action. What was that? Go hug a tree. I might go hug a tree tomorrow. Do I listen to Mac Miller? I love Mac Miller, especially his later stuff. Self-Care has been my on my Spotify Wrapped. It was my most listened to song in 2018, I think. Maybe 2018, I don't know. 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2022. Thoughts on the idea of reincarnation? I don't personally agree with it. I don't think we have souls, or like essences in any way. So by extension, I don't think that goes anywhere. I'll be praying for you. You're confused. I love you. Jesus loves you. Dude tried to be condescending, but he can't even spell the fucking word you are correctly. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. How are you going to call me confused, but you're confused about how to spell a 5-letter word? Please make it make sense. Hate to see it. But yeah, thank you for whatever it's worth. Fuck off. I'm atheist, don't hate God or religion, just don't believe. I do, however, hate people who do nothing but try to convert others like I don't care. I think that's fair. It gets pretty annoying after a while, but I knew what I was getting into, right? You invite me to Islam, I don't accept your invitation. I'm curious, do you think every civilization believed in some sort of religion? Every single one is hard to say, but a lot of them did for sure. Let's see here. Oh, Lightning Bolt just wants to spam at this point. Well, you know what that means. Skadoosh. Skadoosh. Demon time? You think it's demon time? You know, fuck it, yeah, it's demon time. Why not? Let's do it. Let's call the chat. It's not even. It hasn't been an hour yet. Fuck it. I'm gonna let it die off a little bit before I do demon time. Curious why you think every. I'm guessing curious why you think every civilization believed in some sort of religion. I feel as if though, prior civilizations just wanted answers to unanswerable questions, right? Like they didn't have the science available to know what happened to cause the universe to exist, if anything. They didn't know what happens to the human body after it dies, or what happens to the person that had the ability to interact with them after their body died off. So they made up questions for it. I mean, made up answers for it, I should say. And that's where we got religions from. Blitz PhD has a great video about simulation theory and other physics related stuff. I'm going to have to watch it. I fucking love Blitz, dude. He makes me feel like I have an IQ of 3. I probably already do, though. Who's to say? Good morning, Stragged. It's crazy. What's up, Libra? How you doing today? What's demon time? If you're here long enough, you're going to figure it out. The purge must commence. I don't know. You think it's purge time? Do we think it's purge time? I don't. You know what? You know what? It's been a while since I've done it. Fuck it. Why not? Before I do it, really quickly. Before I get all these people out of here, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to keep up with the discussion in the future. Follow me on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, my other platforms. Add me on Snapchat if you want to talk in private, and you're over a team because I don't want to talk to minors, both for SFW or NSFW, especially NSFW. Fuck no, but even SFW, we have nothing to talk about. So, also join my Discord. Want to support the stream, all that stuff. Just do exclamation links in the chat, and you'll find all my links. But you know, I'm feeling a little bit demonic right now. I'm feeling a little bit demonic right now. I think I feel Satan himself coming over me. So, you know, I think it's time to get possessed. I think it might be time. I think it's time to get possessed, yeah. Oh, Father, yes. Father Satan, Father Lucifer, Father Beelzebub, Father Belphegor, Father Asmodeus, Father Mammon, Father Leviathan, I come to the 7 of you today, asking you to take me. Prove your realness to this chat. Prove your realness to this chat, Father. Prove it. I am your vessel. Come in me. Come in me. Come! Come in me. Come right now. Come. If you are real, possess me. Make me yours. I am your puppet. Make me yours. Well, I guess. I don't know, dude. I guess it's just not real, man. I guess it's just not real, dude. Guess it's not real, bro. I don't know, man. I think I just made a mistake, bro. I look fucking stupid in front of this. Wait a minute. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Wait. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, wait, he rejected me. Wait. The demons rejected me. Wait a minute. The demons told me I was doing the wrong thing. The demons told me I was doing the wrong thing. No. I'm giving my life to God, dude. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, dude. Hell no. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm giving my life to God right now. Father! 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 Daddy God! Daddy Christ! Daddy Holy Spirit! I've sinned against you. I repent to you, Father. I repent to you, Father. I repent so hard for you, Father. I'm so sorry, Father. I let the demons in, Father. They have come in my soul. They have come in my spirit. They have used me, Father. Reform my holiness. Make me yours, Father. Make me yours, Daddy. I am all yours. And I'm all yours forevermore, Father. Yes. Yes, Father. Fill me up with the Holy Spirit. Jesus, go down on me. And Daddy God, come in me.
Do you believe you have a soul?
Of course I have a soul, Brother Oblivion. Thank you for your $2 tithes and offerings. God, come in me. God, come in me. God, come in me. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Oh my, yes. It's right there, right there. Slow down, a little bit. Right there. Oh. Make my spirit yours. Oh, make my spirit yours. Amen. 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 That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yeah. It's God clapping your cheeks. Get your mind out the gutter, man. Get your mind out the gutter. God doesn't do such a thing. He's not a human like us. All right? He's not a slave to his flesh. He's not a slave to his flesh like we are. He's not a slave to his flesh. When he uses you, He uses you like a puppet. When he uses you like a puppet. When he uses you like a puppet. Reach in my soul, make me whole. Oh, pull out the demons. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to say, what you just witnessed was holy. All right? What you just witnessed was holy. What you just witnessed was real holy. If God wants to use you, you can't stop him from using you. As long as God's meat, God doesn't have meat. You're blaspheming. All right, you're blaspheming. Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here, all right? We don't do blasphemy and we don't mock God in here. We do not mock God in here. All right, that's enough. That'll do. Well, no, let me stop. It's not. All right, anyway. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Goon. Amen, Revolver. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Good to see you. We thinned the chat a little bit. Thinned them out a little. Gotta do what we gotta do. Someone kept insulting you by calling you white as fucking crazy, dude. Like, oops, I guess. 220 people left the chat. It was only like 1:30 before I started doing my shenanigans and tomfoolery and hooliganishness, but Waterboy's mama thank you the devil for this one. I gotta rewatch Waterboy. That was a fucking hilarious movie. Come at me as diabolical. I mean, sometimes you gotta let God fill you up, right? Also, what's up, Eddie? Good to see you today. Your rod and your staff comfort me. Amen. Eat of your flesh. You got it, Jesus. Oh, Israel attacked nuclear sites in Iran. Yeah, I saw. Fucking putrid, man. All I know is I'm not fighting in World War III. I'm so sorry. It just won't be me. It can't be me. It won't be me, and it can't be me. Also, Oblivion, thank you again for the $1.99 super chat. To answer you more seriously, no, I don't believe we have a soul, personally. I really hope not after that, right? Also, Bathin' Japes, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. With a spicy little twist, of course. He kept calling you white and gay, and I was like, only one of those things is true. Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. Moses was split like Moses in the Red Sea. Bro was split like Moses in the Red Sea. I mean, I mean, sometimes. My heart wasn't the only thing that was hardened, you know? I guess it's that easy to make Christians crash out and leave the stream. It's an art. It's an art. Jesus loves you, man. Please come back to the Lord. None for me, thanks. I'll pass. You did miss the prayer again, Jessica. I'm so sorry. To be fair, you didn't miss it yesterday, but you did miss it today. You did miss it today. What's up, Elliot? Good to see you. Don't ever complain about being shadow banned after doing this. That wasn't even entertaining. Probably the only to come back. Yeah, thank you for gracing my channel. Oh, holy, holy joy with your presence. I sincerely appreciate it. But if doing a little tomfoolery and having a little silly little goofy on stream gets me shadow banned and it's justifiable, then that speaks more so to Christian pearl clutching and inability to take a joke than it does to whether or not it's justified. What made you an atheist? So for me, I just didn't see. Sorry, got something in my mouth. Didn't see any evidence for God being real. That's it.
Asmodeus asked me to tell you that he wants to stay just friends.
After he ran my cheeks as hard as he did, he wants to say just friends. That fucking whore, dude. Mm-mm. God damn it, man. I can't fucking catch a break, man. I'm getting tossed around the 7 archdemons. I'm getting tossed. I'm getting flipped. I'm getting made. I'm getting put away wet. And this motherfucker wants to be just friends. What about the other 6? Are they sorry as he is? Anyway, thank you for the $5 Australian. I appreciate it. But yeah, fuck Asmodeus for that one. It's offensive. Everything's offensive to Christians, I've noticed. Over the past 10 years doing this, I've noticed that even so much as having a respectful disagreement with Christians is going to be offensive. If you don't believe me, you could probably watch my older VODs where I was talking to Christians, if you don't have the time to. I used to have nothing but respectful dialogue. I tried to rein myself in, and what did that get me? That got me death threats. That got me harassment. That got people thinking I was just an easy target. I was a punching bag. For people that debated, they thought I was just like some, easy free person that just try to grandstand to and perform in front of and be a bitch to. So, yeah, I want to have a little fun. If the result's going to be the exact same. Also, got reported too, just for having respectful discussions. So, if the result's going to be the same, no matter what I do, I'm going to have some fun. So sorry to tell you. Was it like the clown slapping Victoria cakes with a rolling pin or some shit? But this time it was God slapping cheeks. It wasn't with a rolling pin. I really got to show y'all the video. I probably got to put it in Discord or something. But yeah, it wasn't with a rolling pin. But yeah, God treated me like Victoria cakes for sure. Say something of substance. I can go and get you on out of here. I'll free you up to look at I don't know, some random other stream on the YouTube Shorts algorithm where they're having such substantial conversations that it's just like a dude with a shitty toilet seat over his head, rage baiting his audience. So, yeah. Skadoosh. You will not come back to stream. Appreciate you being here, though, but yeah, that's not going to happen. Understand you subscribe. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're going to have fun twerking. There won't be a twerking stream, Powder. How many times we got to go over this? Those people aren't real Christians. They just want to debate and not back up their words. I'm not going to say who is or isn't a real Christian. I know we're more intent on trying to like separate our bad actors from the overall crowd rather than just like actually take accountability for their actions, or at least fake like we don't approve of their actions. Like, I get that's easier for you, but I couldn't give a shit about who's really a Christian or who isn't. All I know is I tried to have a respectful discussion. I tried to be nothing but kind and understanding. And what did that get me? People saying that they wanted to find my house and kill me for it. So, sorry. I'm going to have fun. Sorry to tell you, dude. Mock the cross, but it was your name he was thinking of when he hung there. Oh, he didn't have to think of my name. I saw it yesterday, and he was using a rolling pin and started smacking the shit out of her cheeks. Not to be weird or anything. To be fair, you're not the weird. Oh, I probably missed that part, but you're not the weird one for recounting the video. He's the weird one for even making that a series. I don't know. Do I believe in free will and consciousness? I believe that consciousness exists, not like tangibly outside of our brains, but that is a word that we use to describe like the qualitative taking in of input data plus coupled with our brain's ability to process information. Sure. But in free will, I'm a little bit more up in the air about it. Thoughts on thoughts. Let me just go get a degree in philosophy real quick and I'll get right back to you. Also, what's up, BBO? What would be better is if you invite people to talk with you IRL, while we have to try to look for words that will make you believe. That's hard when we all have different definitions. I don't know if I'm going to do like a lot IRL with people outside of just like people that have some sort of, I don't know, like pastors and things like that in the future. That's way in the future. I'm not going to travel around with for that right now, but I think one thing that would be kind of funny for me to do is like to go on. It was this one person. She's gorgeous too. Oh man, she's so gorgeous. But she invited me out for coffee. I know what coffee means. That just means like we have a talk where I try to preach to you, and I'm like, fuck it, just for you being fine shit, I might consider it. But she was in Florida. I feel like if the channel really, really blows up, I want to do things like that where I like record dates and things like that with see if I could pull a Christian fine shit, right? God's a delusion. I agree. I agree. The atheist says there's no proof God loves me. The cross says, how much more proof do you need? Did that make you feel better typing that? Because for me, I don't know what you want me to take for that. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Let me see. Do you think science will ever be able to improve how the world actually started? Do you think it's even possible because what even started the Big Bang? I don't know if it will ever be possible. I feel like there will be some good mathematical way to figure it out in the future. Like if we even know what to like, if we even begin to know what to look for. But using physics, I mean, we're only going to be able to verify post-expansion laws of physics. So it's impossible to say, right? If it does happen, I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime. Now, in the Old Testament, there are a few mentions of this in prophecy. It's known as the Magog and Gog War. Probably a bunch of typos, but I'm lazy. What do you mean by that? Do you? I'm guessing. Do you think the things that happen in the world? Well, I'm not going to say suffering. I'm just talking about the prophecies in the Bible that are happening. What about? I don't think anything that's happening right now was maybe necessarily prophesied accurately in the Bible. I feel like Barnum statements were made that were proven true after, like basics, stuff that you didn't have to be need prophetic ability to prophesy. Like I think that stuff's happening, but other than that, no. You reject God, but he never rejected you. He rejected hell, so you wouldn't have to go there, but he would not violate your will. Oh, okay, we're just preaching. Okay, got you. You mock the Bible. Okay, yeah. Matter of fact, JP, until you figure out how to just like stop pulling copy paste from some random apologetics press or something, I don't know. I'm gonna go get you on out of here. I'll see you in. Yeah, you probably need 10 minutes to figure it out. Skadoosh, skadoosh, skadoosh. That's a skadoosh. Iran and Israel war. Oh shit, yeah. I don't know. Like Israel wouldn't even exist if like we didn't kind of pave a way for them to recolonize the region back in the 40s. But I don't know. I wouldn't call that necessarily like prophecy fulfilled. Wars and rumors of wars. I mean, if you see that wars are happening during the time that you're writing the stuff down and you like surmise, these things are going to continue to happen, that's not very magical. So there's no way to prove what started the world according to your theory of the Big Bang. How is the creation theory less accurate in your opinion? So past the point of the Big Bang, we don't know what happened, right? If there was something that happened. But what we do know for certain is that the universe was not created in 7 days. It's impossible to say whether or not it was created at all. Waters, over the face of the waters in the deep or something in Genesis 1-2. It's like, the fuck waters are we even talking about that didn't exist yet? We know that both vegetation and day and night cycles both require the sun in order for that to happen, but the sun was created after both of those things according to Genesis. So it's very clearly a false story. If the whole man made from dust and woman made from rib thing didn't give it away, then the rest of it should have given it away. Stop giving them weapons, they'll behave very quickly. Yeah. Demilitarize, not demilitarize, de-nuke literally everybody. If Russia gave up their nukes, US gave up their nukes, I know there's 9 countries that have nukes right now. Russia, US, don't tell me. India, Pakistan, UK, France, China, North Korea, and Israel. Duh. If everybody gave up their nukes, then I feel like we start to get things a lot more like diplomacy we probably figure it out in like 2 years, right? I like to see what the woman looked like to get God and Odin to want to come to Earth and jump their bones. In the case, I'm not gonna make that joke. It was gonna be a bad joke, and by not like unfunny, but as in like offensive as fuck. Thoughts on stupid people. I don't really have positive thoughts. Nobody can choose their level of intellect, and also nobody can choose what education they have access to. But what I really don't like is willful ignorance or willful stupidity or intentional obtuseness. I think those are unacceptable. But if you simply don't know a lot or you don't have the capacity to learn a lot, then it's just what it is. What it is. Maybe we just don't toss away what people who have the ability to understand things that you can't. Maybe we don't try to tear down the things that the conclusions they come to. Right. Uh, we had it all in entropy. Also, we were created from wood. The way to read this is stone, stone, water, air. What the fuck? He was gonna say Iran. I don't think Iran has nukes yet, right? I think they were. I know they have a nuclear program, but I don't think they have like any weapons manufactured yet. I think it's just the 9 countries. You can choose to remain ignorant, exactly, or at the very least, if it's psychologically or neurologically, that's the word I'm looking for, impossible for you to learn and hold on to information. I mean, I'll even grant that, like that's it is what it is, right? We don't, some people just, our brains are just different. That's the beautiful part about being human. But then, like, using your limited understanding and your limited ability to understand to try to tear down people who have more of an ability to understand things is, I don't get it, right? There's like this one person on TikTok. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's special needs, right? I'd imagine. I think he has like, I don't know what he has, but it's both a physical ailment and also a mental ailment, and he's also a Christian. And like, not every stream, but every few streams back when I was on TikTok, this motherfucker would come into my streams, just spewing apologetics, saying a bunch of stupid shit, and it's just like, you get me? It's like, at that point, what am I supposed to do? Right. And I feel like, kind of like, maybe not to the point of everybody being special needs or anything, but if we don't have the ability to really grasp what the hell that we're talking about, or at least the contentions or possible contentions to what the hell we're talking about, then maybe we don't make that our hobby, right? Like, is that fair to say? Like, I don't know. I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair. Who am I, though? Let's see. Documents of Jesus being crucified found in Rome is highly possible for the existence of Jesus on Earth. Would you agree on this? Sure. Yeah, why not? There's room for science and theology, by the way. Religion is a human concept, but philosophically and scientifically, there's room for theology. A person can believe in a God without deriving specifics. I think that's possible for sure, but I mean, I think that if we're going to maybe choose to put any God in that position of melding with what we know about science and physics, maybe we don't choose one that's very obviously written during a time where people just simply didn't know what they were talking about and were making shit up. I highly doubt that people thousands of years ago were writing that the earth was flat and that the universe was created in 7 days because they wanted to be some sort of metaphor for people to like decipher later, rather than just like they were making shit up. There's already read that. I think Jesus may have existed. People who wrote religions wrote BS. I 100% agree. Also, how did rational come from irrational? So you're telling me a monkey just decided needed clothes and wanted to do math one day? LOL. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? For anybody paying attention to me talking about like stupidity, or people choosing a hobby to be apologists or to debate things that they don't clearly understand, Nessa Liu is prime example numero uno. She doesn't understand what evolution is, what it claims, but feels justified in talking about it. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I consider unacceptable. We don't fully understand the things that we talk about and just like let other stupid people tell us stupid things so that we can repeat these stupid things, rather than just fully understand why the people who have degrees in the fields that we're referring to are saying the things that they're saying. Where'd the 500 plus people go? I don't think there was ever 500 in here. I think the most I peaked was like 300 something, but I fall off quick. I noticed that a lot more recently. I'm glad I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to peak a little bit higher. That's where it starts, but the fall off is a lot quicker than it used to be. Also, what's up, Jamefu? How you doing today? So you believe in all science theories because scientists currently are theorizing of a predecessor. Are you aware of this? Are they theorizing of a predecessor or are they hypothesizing a predecessor? Which one is it? Or when you say predecessor, are you talking about like a god figure of some sort, or like something that had the mind to create everything, or are you talking about like some sort of biological predecessor? If it's the first one, I'm gonna need to see your source for that, because I think even the most devout scientists that are currently out there would tell you that it's like all a matter of like theology, faith, and things like that. So, um, we can keep trying to sneak God in there, but I know a little bit too much. They're watching riot streams. Oh yeah, I probably should just fire up one of those, like from somebody else, and just rake in the super chats. TikTok has ruined an attention span of a whole generation. Yeah, and it's only gonna get worse, especially when these people become our doctors and shit. A black hole type predecessor. Oh, I mean, possibly, sure, but is there any meat on those bones? Is it proven? Is there evidence for it? Is it a discovery, or is it just another one of the many hypotheses that are out right now? Have you listened to Addison Rae's album yet? No, and I'm not going to be completely honest with you. I sit down and listen to like a whole pop album front to back, unless it's something like Lights or um, maybe, I don't know, like somebody like that. I don't know if I could just sit down and listen to it. Milk, Lemonade. Christianity stole Gilgamesh direct ripoff. Christianity stole a lot of shit. That's a hard sentence to say if you have a missing tooth, but yeah, they stole a lot. Um, Solstice birth, shit, just virgin birth. Yeah, just a lot of it. It's just a hypothesis like the Big Bang. Oh, the Big Bang's graduated from hypothesis territory. It's a scientific theory now. In case you don't know the difference between a scientific theory and a hypothesis, a scientific theory is a collection of a body of facts. It's not like just taking a guess, right? We know with science, with physics, that the universe expanded between 13 and 15 billion years ago. We don't know why it happened, so everything that explains how it happened or why it happened is all hypothesis. There's two different things here. Literally 12 songs too many. You can believe there's something after you die. It doesn't need to be something someone else made up. Yeah, exactly. ChatGPT doctor gonna be diagnosing my cancer in 40 years. Yep. I think that I'm not gonna go over my conspiracy theories, but yeah, I think that was, I'll leave it at, I think that was part of the plan. With TikTok being shown to have such shitty effects on so many, I think our parents owe us an apology for playing video games. Yeah, I don't envy the new generation. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it didn't ruin my attention span too. I fucking love TikTok. Let's start there. I fucking love TikTok. It's, I go on there, I scroll through, and just in a few seconds, I'm laughing at something, and then let me continue laughing at something else. That can't be good for your dopamine system. It isn't. It's affected me even at the ripe old age of near 30. So I could just imagine somebody like forming what they know about the world from TikTok, or at least they have being such a big part of their world. I'm good luck. And with ChatGPT only getting better, graduating from just like language models to like, yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking too good. My doctor was screaming fuck after the ChatGPT shortage a few days ago. Oh fuck. I've used ChatGPT I think maybe twice just to see what it was about. Like, oh wait, can this thing actually tell you, like, just if I like have a conversation with it? I used it once to get song recommendations for, because I like the album The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady by Charles Mingus. It's a little jazz album from early 60s, and I was like, hey, can you give me like 10 recommendations for albums that are similar to it or whatever? And I used it recently because I forgot what the affirming the consequent fallacy was called. So I described like a situation where somebody was using it, and it was able to tell me that too. So I could just imagine getting like your whole epistemology from it, your arguments, your homework done. It would fucking suck if you had to depend on that shit. Will you explain that when you say we could ask anything? That comment was partially satire, hence the LOL. By the way, it's Race Christian. I'm deciding, just trying to get your opinion. Oh, if you were joking with that, my apologies. I couldn't catch it, but yeah, that's not what It's not what evolution teaches. Um, yeah, I hear it so often. I don't know who's telling it. I don't know who's being satirical with me or not. All right, my trust is in the toilet doing this. My trust is in the toilet. Confuse your open-mindedness towards the possibility of theology and a possible God, a higher origin than humans, make me agnostic, not an atheist. I am agnostic, but it's like they answer two different questions, right? To be agnostic, you have to not know whether or not there is a God. Um, to be atheist, you have to not believe there's one. One's a claim on knowledge, and the other's a claim on your belief. Just to demonstrate it, I love you this analogy. I made it up, by the way. Pat me on the back for it. No, but just to demonstrate it really quickly, do you know whether or not there's a blue shirt in my closet right now? Your answer is going to be no. You don't know me. You don't know what I wear. Um, you don't know if I like blue shirts. Even if I did, you don't know if I have anything in there. You don't know if I have a closet. So you don't know. But do you believe that there's a blue shirt in my closet? And from there, you can surmise a lot of different things about me. Do I seem like the type of person that would like a blue shirt? Um, do I have a closet? Do I seem like I would have a closet and things like that? And then you can come to a conclusion based on your beliefs. So you might not know, but you might either believe or disbelieve. And so that's the difference. When Christian arguments are so dumb, you can't tell the difference between an actual stance and a troll. Yeah, it's rough out here, man. It's rough. Especially when you have to hear the same exact words over and over and over and over and over again. It it's not looking too good out here, dude. If I have to hear life from non-life one more time, if I have to hear if I give my answer, if I have to hear like I don't understand this fucking line of logical progression, right? It's as an atheist, where do you think your morals come from? It always starts in a question similar to that. I explain like empathy, subjectivity to it, things like that, and then it's always shoehorning in. So you think atrocious thing is permissible? It's all like I'll never fucking understand why it's just like the same line of progression over and over. I really, 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 really cannot wait until this channel gets off the ground just a little bit more so I don't have to worry about doing streams like this ever again. I can just like talk about other random shit, shoot the shit, and just like do long form content. I can't wait because if I have to hear life from non-life one more goddamn time, I might just slam my head against a thumbtack and see what happens. Blue or gold, Laurel or Yanni? I saw gold and I heard Laurel. But yeah, I saw the gold. Yeah. Can you explain how you think humans develop rationality? I think rationality is just a how do I best explain this? We're humans, our brains work. These brains are formed in a way that we have a conscious experience and are able to form complex thoughts. And from there, we just define rationality as things reaching or meeting the expectations that we expect of the patterns of the world in the way that it is, if that makes any sense. We know the way the world works, or at least we have a good understanding of the way our world and our reality tends to work, like the patterns that it tends to follow. And so anything that meets these patterns, we're going to tend to call it rational. These streams are releasing skeptics chains. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Hopefully the bingo card brings some levity to the suffering. I forgot about the bingo card. Ah, fuck. All right, let's look at it. Let's check it out. Do I even have it open still? I do. All right. Free will, heard that one. Why are you an atheist should be the free space, but something stupid is a lot funnier. Spam, yep. Who created the universe? I didn't get a who technically, but so I'm not gonna call that one. All caps, definitely. Bible verse, yep. Who hurt you? No. No God equals no purpose. I got that one. Something from nothing. Didn't get that one weirdly enough. Or at least I didn't see it. Judgment Day, yep. Who made the earth? I'll count like what caused the earth. Sure. Allah. People were proselytizing for Islam. I don't think that's enough for me to put that one up though. Intelligent design, got that one. Who hurt you? No. Preaching in chat, yep. See you in hell. Got something similar, yeah. Consciousness, got that one. Happens when we die, got that one. Where the morals come from, got that one. Why do you? Oh, that's bingo right there. Why do you care? I didn't see that one yet, so no. Shroud of Turin. Surprisingly enough, no. What's an atheist? No. Who created you? Got that one, and I have evidence. Got that one. So I have bingo. Let's see, one, two. Just the two ways. Just the two ways. Do I believe in aliens? I believe aliens exist. I just don't think we've ever encountered them, and I don't think we ever will. But I do think they're out there. Have you heard of the Shroud of Turin? No, tell me about the Shroud of Turin, by all means. Uh, what would you take from entropy to create structured universe? My answer got you tripping, but I bet you don't have one. I don't even know what you're asking. What would you take from entropy to create structured universe? What would I take from the way that the universe is starting to, like, the what's increasing in the universe as it expands? What would I take from that to get to the fact that it's structured to begin with? That question makes no sense to me, right? It's like it's a backwards question. Like, what would did I did I ever say it started from a state of entropy? Right? I don't know. Like, you mind rephrasing it in the way that makes any sort of sense whatsoever? No, you just joined, but you're tired. Good night. I'm gonna get off here soon too, though. You're chilling. Have a good rest of your night, Oos. Entropy was there before the universe. Was it really? Was it really? Maybe. I don't know. For all I care. For all I know, I should say. Um, I don't know. Possibly, but like, I'm not. I don't know. First, I'd have to verify that before I even give you an answer on that. Typo. Nah, it's a welcome typo. I'm tired of even hearing the word Turin right now. Just want everyone to know matter can't be created or destroyed. There you go. What's your thoughts on Buddhism? I see a lot of people say people who are atheists may end up aligning with the principles of Buddhism. There's a lot of principles I take from Buddhism that I enjoy. That makes sense to me. Like, in my own life, desire tends to be the root of why I suffer. You know, wanting for things, not getting things, or expecting things to be one way, them ending up a different way. Wanting for something, getting the thing, but the way to get there was suffering. Wanting a thing, getting a thing, but the thing that I wanted and desired, like, you know, wasn't what I expected it to be. So desire altogether is the root of suffering in my life. So I do align with that, but I just don't think we're going to actually like reach nirvana if we reach enlightenment or things like that. I just don't believe that to be the case. As science, you don't need a degree to know that. I'll study about, because as far from what I've seen, there aren't any claims made about what happened or what existed before the universe expanded. So I'm inclined to think that we're maybe just, you know, like hearing it from from you communicating it to me not verifying it first. I just have no reason to believe it until I verify it. Doesn't mean I shouldn't verify it. Doesn't mean I shouldn't do a little Google search after the stream, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Just want to let you know. Atheism is intellectually dishonest, in my opinion. I think it's more intellectually dishonest to believe in a book with talking animals, but that's just me. We became an evolving species that crossbreeded to the point where we became today's human. Crossbreeded, I don't know. I wouldn't say crossbreeded. What would we really crossbreed with? I don't know. Not seeing it. Is having a shopping addiction a sin, or is it like substances and gambling and stuff that's sinful? Are you asking somebody else or asking me? Because, you know, obviously, you know me. I don't think anything's a sin really, but I don't know. If I had to think that it's a sin, though, mm, I feel like unnatural substances probably would be a sin, right? Because it's like, how could God argue that something like psilocybin or THC or, I mean, I guess technically cocaine or um, morphine or LSA or something like these things would be sinful, but left it right there to grow in cow shit in fields, you know? No kings tomorrow. No kings. We're not doing kings. No kings today. No kings tomorrow. No kings of kings. I will pass on all claims of kings and all you know, all proper. I mean, all propositions and offers for me to join your kingdom. So no, thank you. Also, thank you. I mean, what's up, God equals? How you doing today? I am on fucking autopilot with what I say to people right now. It's not looking too good, dude. I think my brain might melt out of my fucking skull before I even like. Once I get to a point where I can like financially justify, you know, going around traveling and doing the things I really want to do with long form content, like my brain will just be fried into oblivion. Does that make poppers a sin? I think amyl nitrates, are they natural? I don't know. I don't think amyl nitrates are natural. So I mean, technically, yeah, right. If I operated by that standard, I think so. But I'm not sure if amyl nitrates are natural or not. I do love gam. I don't gamble. I think gambling's silly. Right. I think as far as addictions go, I'm not at all judging addiction, but I don't know. Just I think gambling's one of the stupidest ones you can have. I get why somebody would have it. I get the thrill of it. I really do, but you got to really think, right? If somebody's addicted to like opioids, you're addicted to like what they do to you, how they make you feel. I've done opioids before, so I get it. But gambling is just like, hey, I'm going to give somebody my money, and I'm addicted to the thrill that comes with figuring out whether or not they're going to give it back to me. It's like, hey, what do we do at that point? Fork update. The fork is still here. Wouldn't you fucking know it? You tap it against the microphone just to let you know. But yep, still here on my desk. They're both intellectually dishonest. You have more of a personal vendetta against religion as you do of theology and a possible higher power than ourselves. Thank you for your diagnosis, person that doesn't know me. I appreciate it. I would gamble if I knew how to win every time or knew how to play. I would probably gamble if I had just like a fuck ton of money to spend just for and just didn't know what to do with. Fuck it at that point, right? Just why not? But I'll tell you one thing I would gamble on though, esports. I even now probably would gamble on esports. Do a little prize picks. G2 versus Sentinels, who's winning? Yeah. What do apes have 48 chromosomes and humans have 46? I think I couldn't answer you. I forget the biological answer, but I've heard this before somewhere. You have a clothing auction and addiction. You love the thrill of bidding on things and winning. Hell yeah, right? Based, right? Based, based, right? Gambling is probably rigged. In casinos, it definitely is. On like sports betting, things like that. I like the process or the people providing it itself, maybe not, but I mean, you could maybe accuse like the players, possibly. I don't know. It's your birthday. What's up, Neurals? Me. Happy birthday. How's your day going? How you doing? How's your day so far? Did you get any cake, ice cream, all that good stuff? I don't know. Education's the best vaccination against religious indoctrination. I love the word vaccination in there. I think that's a fantastic word to use there. I would 100% agree. Um, we learn where things come from, how things work. We're probably going to be a lot less likely to believe in books with talking animals to the point that we go around diagnosing strangers in YouTube shorts, live streams, because it makes us feel better about ourselves. Why there no Neanderthals now? They got bred out of existence. They, didn't adapt, and also, they just, DNA was just bred out, right? Bouncing, thank you for the conversation. Wish you great luck in your endeavors. Stay safe. You have a good rest of your day. Top 10 ways to make a Christian crash out. Mention the bad shit in the Bible. That's one of the biggest ways to do it for me. If I really were intent on doing so, I don't know. Act like God's giving you horrific back shots while you're live streaming, having a respectful discussion. To be fair though, today's was unwarranted. The chat was like manageable before I dove into it, but I feel like I owe it to people. Gave the people what they wanted. But yeah, that's a good way to do it, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. I'll tell you one good thing about me not doing this on TikTok anymore is like the story of Dago Days. A streamer on TikTok. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with him, but he streamed from late 2023, I want to say, to like about late last year too, somewhere in there, off and on. But he used to try to get possessed by demons on live stream, and it was the funniest shit ever. Sure enough, never got possessed as far as I can tell. And trying to prove whether or not it was true by making himself the vessel. And he was like me in our sense of humor. We, just that kind of cathartic sort of, you know, used to believe the thing greatly, don't believe it anymore, sort of cathartic sort of humor, you know, out off the wall kind of humor. And he got reported so bad, just multiple accounts shut down, just became a target. And one big reason I don't do this on TikTok is just I don't want to end up like that, right? I don't want to just like have to bounce from account to account to account just because I'm being myself. If God is real, why isn't everyone bisexual? Because some people don't like some people don't be cleaning their pussies well enough. I'm just gonna fucking say it, dude. I'm gonna fucking say it. Some people don't clean their man purse well enough. Fuck that. Hell no. Same thing with women. They don't clean their assholes well enough sometimes. There's a couple times I'm sitting there, you know, or I'm getting in. I'm getting in. The backshot air almost knocked my ass out a couple times. That backshot air punched me like fucking 1996 Mike Tyson. It was not fun. Like, why are we not washing better? Did I finish the job? Yeah. 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 Did I block him after? In one case, yeah. One case, eh. But some guys think it's gay to wash your ass. Yeah, it's so gay to not get infections. Hell yeah. Love to see it. If you actually think it's gay to wash your ass, at that point, just, I don't know. I don't know. Probably just like, yeah, I don't know. Just hear the word bussy meat leave my mouth? Of course not. I would never say such a thing. So why didn't all the animals evolve to be smarter, better species? A lot of them are. But smarter, better, these are both subjective. A lot of all animals and organisms, one of the things that drive evolution is to better fit one's surroundings. So if they fit one's surroundings well enough, then they're going to be okay. They're not going to stop evolving altogether, but it's going to be one of the things that cause them to evolve different traits. No environmental stressors equals evolving different traits. Environmental stressors is going to be different traits entirely. The fact that the lobster lays hundreds of eggs at a time because, you know, it couldn't properly protect its children. So it's just like to make sure it propagates, it has a whole bunch of them, knowing a lot of them is going to get eaten and it can't raise all of them. And that's how it survives. Same with all, you know, not all, but a lot of prey species. So I'm not going to go over like animal defense mechanisms, but all I'm saying is that evolution happens no matter what. Or Christians don't like the actual truth and report accounts or whatever. That too. You know, I really, you know, proof of that is just like if you see my older streams where I was just like so green and so skittish and stuff and like a little bit less confident. I try my absolute hardest to maintain a level of respect and neutrality with people, and they saw me as a target, man. Oh yeah, this is the guy we can report. This is the guy we can, you know, this is the guy we can just like walk all over. Can insult and do this, that, and the third too. And it's not until I just like stop taking it that they realize that it's like probably not the place for him. Watch Aaron Ra. He's a great, very smart man. I love Aaron Ra. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. Like seeing him on the line one a couple occasions that he's on there. Did Jesus wash his pooper? I don't think Jesus washed his pooper. I don't think he did. Wash yo ass. Wash yo ass. The Sasquatch wash his ass. I'd imagine Sasquatch probably like, you know, just spreads it in a creek or something. I don't know. You kind of completely disrespected their beliefs. I mean, here's the line of progression, right? I started doing these streams because I wanted to have a respectful dialogue about why people believe the things that they do. And then, what did that get me? Some respectful discussions for sure, but for the most part, it got me insulted, got me called out of my name, got me reported, got my streams taken down because TikTok's gonna take their side regardless. Because I used to do this on TikTok primarily, and then both for a bit, and then to my PC went to shit. Like I just do it here now, but got me reported. You know, just got me taken down for no real reason. Got me picked on, got me death threats, got me hell threats, got me DMs of just like the most abysmal shit you ever read in your entire goddamn life. And then so what's going to come with that? Okay, what's the point of being respectful if I'm going to get reported regardless, if I'm going to be just taken advantage of regardless. I'm going to be a punching bag regardless. If people are going to, like try to detract from me regardless, why the fuck am I going to respect it? Why the fuck am I not going to have a little bit bigger, like be more cathartic about it? So I'm sorry. If I'm going to get reported, shadow banned, suspended outright, restricted outright, insulted outright, threatened outright, fuck it. Just let it hang at that point, right? So no, I'm past the point of just like people crying and clutching their pearls about me telling God to come at me on streams. I'm well past that. I can't give a shit at this point because I did it the good way. What the good way get me? There we are. One reason I'm really not sure about Christianity at the moment is because my church growing up believed women shouldn't be in positions of power growing up, and that didn't make sense to me. Yeah, that's backed up in verses like 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12, and like just 1 Timothy 2 in general, and a lot of different verses throughout the Old and New Testament. Yeah, it's pretty misogynistic in a lot of different ways in the Bible. I don't want to speak for women, but also like I don't see how anyone can read these parts in the proper context and then either not have enough respect for themselves and their gender, or to not understand it for what it very clearly says, in order to not think it's, like to think that this is at the very least, maybe not, you might believe in it and believe it's true or not, but like to believe that it's what you're going to dedicate your life to, right? I would find Christian streams and troll them or confront their ridiculous beliefs, but have to tone down a bit as I didn't want to get reported or banned. And the funny thing about me is that I stay the fuck away from Christian streams. I scroll through them all the time on TikTok. As soon as I see them, I'm like, oh, they're pro-Christian. Oh, okay, well, nothing for me to do here. Scroll away. There we go. They have a right to say what they want. They have a right to debate what they want. They have a right to express themselves, and I honor that right, even past the point of them believing the same about me. But what I'm not gonna do is continue to just be like, okay guys, well, I'm gonna continue respecting your beliefs, and you guys can just continue being intellectually dishonest to me, and you guys can continue calling me a bitch, and telling me I'm going to hell, and calling me a almost said the word, but calling me the F slur and doing all this stuff, and just like, yeah, just pick on me and get my streams taken down, and just keep doing it. It's okay. I'm going to continue being respectful to you. No, fuck that. Actually, fuck the hell out of that. I will pass every day of the week. Fuck them. Didn't see it. I mean, you haven't been here long enough. I just see you saying you don't respect religious beliefs. I don't respect the story, right? The story has been used to subjugate my ancestors, right? I'm half black. I'm a quarter native. My grandmother was Polish descent, but they were in America since before World War II. But saw what the Christians did to them in World War II. So it's like I have very good reason to say that this stuff can lead people to, or at least empower people to do some awful, awful shit to their fellow human being. Why should I have to respect that? Prove it to be true. Even if you prove it to be true, why do I have to respect it? The answer is I don't have to. It's tough titty at that point. If God were real, none of the horrible things going on today would be happening. I 100% agree. If anything worth a damn were real that could make things better, it would make things better. It's just that simple. Mothers come home telling me all kinds of crazy nonsense after her Bible study. Yeah, my mom didn't really go to Bible study, especially to it like I don't think she ever really went while I was alive, but yeah, she gets a lot of her beliefs from like Facebook. So if I went over like a lot of the really, really crazy, even past the point of being biblical shit that she believed in, you guys would think she has like a mental issue, and she does. That's why we're no contact. Making a cake with Victoria cakes, that's just a little bit too much ass for me, though. I'm sorry, I might be a little, like, I'm sorry. Past a certain point, it just gets it gets a little bit excessive, right? Is that fair to say? Like, if your hips are like a foot past your arm, each cheek weighs pounds in and of itself. That's a little bit too much. Don't get it twisted. I'm a big fan of the female form. Let's not get it twisted. But like, there's such thing as too much. I don't know if there's such thing as too little, but there's definitely such thing as too much, and that's just a little bit too much. From the really Catholic culture I grew up in, patriarchy and Christianity will both convince women from birth that those teachings are true. Yeah, and it's really unfortunate, but I mean, if somebody's convinced of it, I mean, I honor their agency, right? Why would he let Satan run rampant? Fantastic question. He gives people free will to choose to follow him, but people choose Satan, and that makes the world bad, or at least that's what I've been taught. Yeah, if I'm God, I'm not letting Satan rule this reality, especially if I love the people that currently inhabit the reality I made. You have angry mentality, your judgment is clouded. I'm aware of Christianity's dark past. You have to respect the story. That's the only way to prove or disprove it. No, the fuck I don't. Actually, I am not required to respect a story of a God that condoned slavery of non-Israelites for the Israelites. I don't have to respect a God that committed genocide. I don't have to respect a God that you know said that women that were raped and who weren't married yet or who weren't engaged yet had to marry their attacker so long as the attacker paid their father the modern equivalent of $14.06. I don't have to respect any of this shit. And so, do you find that my lack of respect for the story itself unsatisfactory? I mean, skill issue at that point, right? I'm not required to respect it conceptually. Conceptually, it's been used to subjugate my ancestors. Even to this day, it's used to subjugate people that don't believe it to be true, people that so happen to be attracted to people of the opposite sex, people that so happen to not identify with like this social preconception of gender binary. It's being used to reduce people's reproductive rights. I'm not